We're going to pull some cards for Twin Flame specifically and the Twin Flame Collective. I just want to kind of see what is going on with the Divine Feminine, with the Divine Masculine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull some cards. I'm going to start with Twin Flame and Separation. So we're going to do some messages just for what is going on, no matter what your situation. Some of you are on a Twin Flame journey, and some of the ways that we know that is an increase in synchronicity, in feeling it. Sometimes it could be different things coming through. Sometimes when you are feeling really good by yourself, you are about to come into a divine union. And so sometimes this is like a fated interaction too. It could be like through the course of your lifetime, certain people are around or orbit you, or your twin flame could have even come out of nowhere. So sometimes it's someone around us or someone that has, that we have met. Sometimes you haven't met them and you're about to meet them, and sometimes it goes alongside with our spiritual awakening. That's why we're seeing it come up so much more during this time too, because of the ascension happening on Earth too. So let's just pull some cards no matter where you're at. Sometimes it's a sign that you are going to come together though, in a connection or a divine union. When you're seeing an increase in synchronicity, you're experiencing an awakening, you're feeling really good in your own energy, or you've been doing a lot of energy work too. And let's just see what's going on for the Divine Feminine to start. And this is just for everyone going on with the Feminine Collective, the Twin Flame Collective. And then if you are the masculine, you can take this as what's going on with your feminine or coming up for them, what they're going through, or even as a message for them as well too. So we're going to start out, and no matter what your situation, just take what resonates if it is for you. So starting with the feminine, seeing what's going on with the Feminine Collective right now. And that's why I do these videos, so we can talk about what is going on, because I know it's so helpful when we do talk about, what's going on. If you are in a separation with this person, know that they could be different reasons. So something I put up this morning, having discernment with these situations. I see a lot of people that are stuck on karmic situations too, that are coming out of nowhere or have come up through their path through the course of their lifetime. And it doesn't even have to be that many encounters, but we've all had karmic encounters on our path that sometimes can skew us when it comes to our twin flame union as well, or knowing and having the discernment of what to release and what's going on. Sometimes we don't always know with the bigger picture. It just depends on where people are at as well too. So we see a theme of releasing karmic energies like never before in this lifetime. This could be things coming up that seem challenging or karmic, and we have to kind of move through certain things or clear certain things too. So if you have blocks, obstacles, sometimes these could be karmic. And then I'm kind of figuring out, because obviously I want to heal these things, right? That's why I go into this stuff, because a lot of times it is connected with our DNA and our family healing right now. A lot happening for the feminine and clearing karmic energies. This goes for everyone too though, and especially with the Divine Feminine though, releasing past karmic energies, realizing and clearing blockages right now. And it could just be getting a higher view of your life of the past. Or I see a lot of people in the collective struggling to let go of. They've let go of the lesson, but they haven't let go of it karmically. So holding on to things. Sometimes this goes for people and connections in the past. And I think we all have a tendency to do this anyways, reminisce on the past or go back to it at times. But sometimes one of the biggest obstacles to twin flame union is past baggage. I always talk about that karmic baggage, right? The exes, the things that you've been through, the things that made you a little bit weird, right there, closed off in ways like that. It's just we've all been through different experiences, and sometimes it is karmic experiences that weigh us down and tie us into the 3D earthly experience. If we are able to clear and we'll say move past karmas, we can vibrate much higher, and we can align with we'll say higher dimensions, higher frequencies, right? Tap into and exist at a higher level. And so one of the things that keeps us tied to the old or experiencing karma at all or those type of energies sometimes is just like the more baggage that we have, needing to release it energetically right now. So the energies are stirring everything up, and we're going to have to really learn how to integrate what is happening with the energies changing and some of the shifts that are coming into the planet right now. We're getting bombarded with galactic energies, solar flares, right? It's an interesting time to be alive, but they're also kicking things up. And a lot of people, some people do have that level of awareness, but a lot of people right now don't have that level of awareness and are still asleep in that third dimensional reality. And so we have kind of things happening right now, as there are many that are awake and are anchoring into higher and higher frequencies, but there's also still kind of that mismatch of energies as those are choosing to sleep right now, and that's kind of okay. Choosing to vibrate higher right now, so there's a lot kind of going on in one place. Exciting time to be alive, but also challenging to navigate, right? And things kind of coming up like never before within the energy. So suddenly, as a collective, we're seeing all this karma kicked up and all of these energies kicked up and things, and so people are kind of going through more if they haven't done the inner work. Doing that inner healing work is going to be so key to moving through these energies and moving through your own ascension, and it's just going to help you so much. I always say doing healing sessions, doing energy work, right? Working on your energy, meditation, taking space to connect. And this is a big thing coming up for the feminine right now too. Getting out of ego. Ego is when I'm kind of in my mind or my thoughts or my head or my opinions. Even when I'm like talking to other people, I notice that aspect most heavily when I make space to really connect with myself. Like when no one's around, then we're able to connect with spirit, and it's so much past ourselves as well too. Being, I'll say, called or guided to shift out of that ego state and to really connect with spirit right now for the feminine right now. That means you might need to get away, take some time alone, take advantage of this Mercury retrograde as we're able to see ourselves clearly and reflect on our lives, our path. I mean, we can always do like a complete, I'll say, turn around 360, right? Whatever it is, 180. We can always turn around. We can always shift directions, and Mercury retrograde will bring us clarity. So a lot of times it's like kind of like, let's see, full moon after party vibes. I said it's like hangover, full moon hangover vibes. Like I'm going to do my videos and meditation and do like some healing and chill kind of vibes. And that is kind of the vibes going on right now, because we're still integrating all of that Cancer full moon energy. However, it's an amazing time for manifesting. Since we're in Mercury retrograde, it's giving us a chance to assess where we're at. And if we want to continue forward with things, this goes especially for our relationships coming up right now. Do you need healing in your love life? Are there areas that you need to bring healing to? How is your twin flame connection? Have you met this person? Do you need to bring healing to this connection in some type of way? Oftentimes we'll say yes, right? Yes. And so oftentimes we're being guided to really heal ourselves then, and knowing that that is a powerful part of this connection too, because it is a special connection that you have too. If you're in a separation, it is just as difficult for the other person. I always say doing that energy work to shift out of the separation, and then knowing that on a higher level, I always say that you're always like together. And sometimes it could be like, maybe you're trying to get this person's attention, and like you're trying to get this person's attention and it's like not working. Know that if you are feeling pain from the connection, that is a block, and that they're going to feel it too. And it's an energy. And this is the thing about love I was saying with twin flames. You start out in that higher frequency. It really takes two to hold up that flame, that fire energy. It is a flame energy of love, right? A beautiful, I say Sakara energy, right? So holding up that energy as well too within the union. And so if there's pain, we could say from past hurts, things that have gone wrong, things said, things that can get in the way of the connection. A lot of times this is the cause of separation. It can be very painful. It will be painful for both. So knowing that like they're always going to be very upset if you're not together, it's to work on yourself. A lot of times that's why people get really confused with the karmics and these kind of situations, because they're both kind of like disrupting you in a way so that you will go work on yourself. Then you'll have to go heal yourself, but in a different type of way. So let's talk about different reasons people are in separation. It could be maybe now is not the time yet. There could be other karmas played out. A lot of times this happens with twin flames where they have other lessons in the way. Oh my God, we talked about earth karma. They want to be with you, or they desperately did, but suddenly they're over here doing this other experience and these lessons, and this is too confusing for a lot of people to understand. So it usually does come down to contracts, things like that. The universe is never going to, I use the word dangle your divine partner in your face, because it is profound in finding them. And I don't feel that we do every lifetime, but this is a special lifetime with ascension, so everything's kind of happening that we can desire or manifest. And so this is why a lot of that is happening as we're waking up and remembering. This is part of remembering too, and part of remembering ourselves on a deeper level too. So we're going to see more and more of this happening. It's going to help with the frequencies and the energies of the planet too, and helping us to anchor into higher states of union and love too. So knowing, I always say, if you are in a separation, this is where you should be doing the work. And I do twin flame readings. I always say I have a whole twin flame section on my website. I do all sorts of healing and readings, but I do a lot of work around relationships, your love life, and helping to clear some of these things as well too. So I always say get a one-on-one reading. It will help just for you getting more information on your situation, how you can heal it, and how you can shift it. And we're being reminded we can manifest anything we want right now. And this is a powerful energy for manifesting. Is why I wanted to come on here and do this video and connect with you. So know these are powerful energies for shifting these situations. You're not meant to stay in separation no matter what the situation. Karma, we clear it. And so sometimes maybe you have met your partner in that situation. You're being guided to do more work and clear more karma, but it is to help you in some way to stay on track. But a lot of people can go into the dark night of it. Oh my God, it can put you in the dark night of it, right? Because you're not understanding in the 3D what is happening within this connection. And so, sometimes it can throw up further blocks. So clearing blocks, coming up for the feminine, no matter what the situation, especially if you guys are in a separation, or even feeling those separation energies between you. Sometimes we're not connecting as much as we could be as well too. And then, so let me see. This is about, I'm going to continue for the feminine. And this is for those in union or any situation, unawakened, unaware, 3D, ego, darkness, your twin flame is not ready yet. And that is the thing. Unless you are like married to your twin flame and like perfect union, right? A lot of times then it wasn't ready yet. And this is like a delicate process. And so what happens is, yes, we go to earth and we find each other, but we also have these layers of identity and ego that we pick up every lifetime, this lifetime and many lifetimes. And that is why we learn separately and then come together to fuse that knowledge together on so many levels. Whenever we do come together, we come back home to our twin flame, we're sharing knowledge. But the thing about Earth is we're figuring out that we do have certain lessons we probably have to do by ourselves, especially if we owe out certain karmas like we talked about. We had to go work those off in different experiences with different people and different connections. And Spirit has a funny way of moving people together as they should be. So the goal is to work on yourself. So an important message coming through for either, but we're still on the feminine, is making space if you do want this union. If you want this union, no matter what your situation, whether you met them or not, it's okay. You can always use these techniques. And so even if you want to like call in this person, or you're desiring a twin flame relationship or a more conscious relationship that's more aligned with you, right? Or you're just with your twin flame, one way that we can do that is to make space for what we want. And this is so powerful. So if you're like, I don't know, like if you really want that one person, get rid of, like if you're dating and you have people around you that they're not for you, get rid of them. A lot of people do that and it's a big block in their love life. They're like, oh, I don't know, maybe, and they keep their friends around. Like if you have friends that have crushes on you, ex-partners, clear these things out of your field, whether you need to like literally go on a blocking spree, like literally every one of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you're like, well, I can't. I have children. I was married. I have a business with this one. And this is where we begin to see the level of karmic entrenchment accomplishment as well too in different situations. And a lot of times the karmic situations are blocking us. They're lessons we've already moved past, and they're done. You're never going back to that old partner or that old job you had 15 years ago. That ship has sailed. So the more that we clear up our life, we're going to clear up our energy field, making space for it. So like, it's just like making room for it. So if you have things that are a block to your love life in general, or to your twin flame union, this could look like negative people around it, like over that too. Like, right, I realize that if people aren't being supportive of my, we'll say, projects or relationships, they're probably just not supportive of me as well too, right? So make sure that you're getting rid of people that are unsupportive. This is also a bigger block, right? You'll have met your twin flame, and you'll have, you know, someone in the way of it. It could be the neighbor or your mother-in-law, or, you know what I mean? And it's the one that'll say, and they're just really negative about it. Sometimes these are blocks too, because if we're letting this stuff kind of come in, it can ruin our connections and things like that. So like really working on yourself. One more reason, if you're trying to call in your flame or just become more magnetic in general, really working on your energy is going to give you that glow that makes you magnetic. You ever wonder how like some people, they, you know, could be gorgeous and they're in a room and everyone's staring at them, and someone else walks in and they're not really pretty, but suddenly all that attention is on them in the room. It is probably because of an energy component, right? It's probably because of their energy. They got that glow. So really working on yourself, no matter what your situation. This goes for in your relationship especially. So a lot of times you're like, well, I'm with my twin flame and you know what's going on. Really continuing to work on yourself so that you can, you know, work on your own healing, finding more of that glow, more of that shine. We're healing a lot of deep pain in the heart chakra. This could be, and this card is literally like the physical death card as well too. And so this is a hard one for me. I've seen so many people in my short lifetime here on Earth, I always say, as a medium, that have crossed over, that I've connected with between two. And I do feel as a healer, this is part of my soul's journey as well too, with helping people. But then sometimes it's like, I was talking about feeling like I had been guided between worlds. How much do we know about 4D and 5D, right? Like I'm feeling like I'm moving, and it's kind of funny, but it's the truth. And I'm moving between worlds, and I'm navigating, doing something that is new to me, coming out of a third dimensional experience. And, you know, kind of, we'll say, living life, kind of following that intuition and where it's guiding you to as well too. Having moved through a lot of, and I say betrayal, heartache, loss, things like that, and even physical death, breakups, things like that have taken a toll on the heart. This is also a past life connection too. We have a lot of energies coming up within the sacral, which is your family connection, and also your past life connection, tapping in. Can we do some major sacral healing right now? Well, with Cancer, it's coming up with this Cancer moon energy that we're still kind of feeling. So we have a lot coming up around the sacral right now, clearing karmic cycles, clearing past life cycles. Some of you guys might be like tapping in a little, or having little things or clues come back about your family line, your past lives, reincarnation, your DNA, connecting it together with your story now. Every story changes anyway. So like, we'll just take my parents. I'm not always trying to pick on them, but they're a good example because I know them good and they're part of my story. So they had their own story, and then I'm born. And my story is a little bit like theirs, I'm assuming, because I come from them and this is where I come from. But in this lifetime, like say that was my past lifetime over here, in this lifetime, I had the potential to take that little story and to continue to evolve it and to change it and to transcend it. This is part of the healing journey that we're on as well too, clearing deep kind of, we'll say, cycles going on. Inner child healing coming up, past life healing coming up, healing major cycles that we may or may not even be aware of in our lives, with these energies bringing through such a major potential to heal within the material. Major blocks for the feminine coming up within the material, right? And so healing money blocks, material blocks, relationship blocks, really deep healing, like I said, going on with the sacral right now. This could mean suddenly shifts in money coming to you, career, status, making your mark in the third dimension. Many of you guys like me are trying to create a spiritual business more in the quantum and anchoring it down right now, right? Trying to build. So, you know, building in different ways. And it could be that boss babe business or this entrepreneur idea that you have. Many people have businesses and could use a little bit of tips and instruction in making those ideas and businesses bigger and growing and really cultivating these things. So if you have some type of inspired creative projects, things that you really want to be doing, it might be something just nagging in the back of your head. And it might be like I have a couple creative projects going that I'm kind of like halfway in the middle of and just kind of need to follow through. So if you have started projects right now, Mercury retrograde, and you might not be feeling it with retrograde, time to reassess. And what this looks like for me using this retrograde, and I love to tap into these energies. We can use them for making manifestation magic, right? Manifesting pretty much anything we want in our lives, tapping in, and of course bringing through so much healing right now. And so using Mercury retrograde for me to its fullest potential is getting the ideas for my existing projects. So I have a project and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know where it's going. And I'm paying attention to the really good ideas. Now, while we're in these spaces, spiritually, we're also connecting with our spirit guides. And so sometimes it might be like a nudge to do something or to do some type of work or to connect with different people. Sometimes when we're connecting with different people, projects pop up and ideas pop up and things like that. So we should be connecting more too. And then, maybe you'll have new projects coming to you, new ideas, paying attention to that right now while we're in Mercury retrograde for the feminine. So a lot of, like I said, releasing past karma, probably lessons you already been through and needed to move past a while ago. And 2023 is just your reminder for the feminine, releasing and letting go fully. And let's do some cards for the divine masculine, where they're at. If you're the divine feminine, this message is for you. Take it as a message from your masculine or just what they're going through right now within the collective. The masculine is super in their intuition right now within these energies. And sometimes that's integrating a lot of feelings and emotions, and that's okay. Emotional energy is powerful for creating and manifesting too. When you feel good, oh my God, right? We all know that. So coming into deeper alignment. So a lot going on within the masculine. Within the solar plexus, this shifts. You guys might want to eat some yummy foods. Take better care of yourself. I said, make some good meals right now through the weekend with these homey vibes, right? Okay, so we're going to start out with those in separation. We have already been talking about different reasons why. If you are in a twin flame separation, come find me, do a reading, do some healing. It's going to help shift things. You guys just make sure you're booking on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Just take this as a message or what your masculine is going through. We talked about, and this is reoccurring, and I like that anyways. Just look at it like confirmation, trying to find a place for themselves in the world. And this could be like, oh my God, we're moving timelines. Thank God. I can't wait to be quantum jumping the rest of this year and next year as we're looking ahead. And so these energies are opening up different things, but then that could be a little disorienting as we're not even quite where we're going to be in life. And we're kind of like, whether we're going through the daily routines or trying to visualize some big picture that we're not sure how to anchor that into 3D because it's so 5D, and and then like with it all. So we have a lot coming up around the masculine, and the feminine a lot of times is always expecting, I don't know why, the masculine to be manifesting and maybe building and helping on that root chakra level of anchoring things down as well too. So there could be a lot coming up within the masculine right now within their own thoughts. And what happens if you go into any type of separation and you really think it's over? The purge comes, and it could be on either end. So we have feelings of maybe not on both sides of not feeling good enough or rejection, abandonment, right? That this stuff comes up, and it's so much deeper than whatever has happened in your twin flame connection to trigger that. It goes way back to the unhealed stuff. And this is why we're always like in these healing cycles. Like your entire life is just a healing cycle. That's why it's so important to have that awareness and discernment with it all. So a lot coming up within the masculine, their mind, they might be having a lot of thoughts, especially if they're in a separation. So anyway, so a lot of thoughts coming through with the masculine. It could be a little bit like, well, I'm here, how do I get there? Or, and things like that. Okay. So seeing them for as they are too, and this could go for if you guys have been in things that have triggered a separation, especially because we're kind of on that topic, that like different things have been triggered on either side at that point, having to do more with personal healing. So, if you're clearing your energies and healing your energy, your twin flame would have aligned back to you. Your true flame will come back to you when you do that work, when you're feeling good. A lot of times there's a push-pull effect. So if we're having a breakdown, feeling emotional and things like that, it repels them. But when we're doing that energy work and when we're really, attracting it from within, then it becomes very magnetic in our lives as well too. If you have gone into a separation and you're still in a separation, it's a sign to work on your own energy. Nothing that other person is going to be able to do either. It's all inside job, things you need to do. Have you been seeing the masculine in their higher light? Have you been seeing their potential? Have you been seeing them as you are? Have you been too hard on them, having too much expectations, right? Or maybe not seeing them fully or from that awake view too. So it can be hard as we're flipping through dimensions and I'm like, I can see people on like a third dimensional and a fifth dimensional level, right? So it could feel like that too. Are you not seeing them fully? And, we have a lot kind of going on. I decided that those that maybe they just don't we have the people that have all the mansions in Hollywood and they're very in the material. And then we have the ones that are here to anchor in the spiritual right now. And, it's a kind of a different journey happening, and that's okay because those ones are on the way to catching up. We say catching up, right? Within the material as well, too. But if you've taken a more spiritual path, and people aren't seeing that, they might be a little bit not understanding of your path, not seeing you fully, how people are in this reality. And so knowing that if you're on this spiritual path, things are going to break open in a major way material, especially over the next year to two. And you're going to catch up within all of this. And then so sometimes it is more about where you are spiritually, where you are in the other realms and things like that. This could be the feminine not seeing the masculine fully, feeling that there's been letdowns, and we talked about pain in the connections. So a lot of times, and this could be if your partner had a difficult time expressing their emotions. Sometimes we can't, how am I supposed to put into words how I feel and things like that, right? Don't expect it. Sometimes that's just too complicated for people, and that's okay. And usually we'll talk about emotions blocking things. If things got emotional, a lot of times that's what happens, right? We talk purging and emotions and energies flying around, and then you're being guided. Now, it doesn't matter the connection. Yes, we can create karma on earth, but we're not meant to. We're meant to treat everyone as angelic and to be, living a little bit more in balance, which we're getting there and we're learning as we're kind of moving through this journey. And especially with your twin flame, the universe will remove them if it's going negative, if it's not going good. Because if it's hurting either person, we'll say, if it is harmful, because yes, there can be toxic behaviors in twin flame unions and things like that. A lot of times you start out in that 3D actually full of toxic behaviors, right? Because you're being guided to purify and cleanse and clear these things and to do that inner work. And a lot of times your partner will be reflecting your own negative habits. So we see people, so they're out drinking all the time and they'll attract partners that are drinking, right? And things like that. So a lot of times it is a mirror to work on ourselves and our own qualities as well too. Not to say that toxic behaviors can't get in the way. But on a bigger level, especially with twin flame union, the universe is not going to want that within your connection. So a lot of times, if you're being put in a separation, going through a breakup, things like that, it is so that you can work on your own healing journey and get where that you need to be so that it's not causing more problems in the connection. So what happens is that this is a past life connection. And no matter what, on the bigger scale, you can go have more partners, but this is the person you're meant to be with. And so what happens is there's also past life energies and karmas within this connection as well too. And so if you are feeling really negative about this person and you meet them again next life, oh my God, you'll probably be feeling that too. And so a lot of times there's a lot happening energetically as we're being called to clear and heal those energies too, especially within the connection. So I feel like how we can tell about people and how each chord is between each person is just think of someone, oh my God, I don't know who, right? And you can think of how you feel. So if it's your twin flame, go ahead and think about them right now. Close your eyes, think about them. How do you feel within that connection? And as you're feeling that, that is the cord and the energy that is between you. And a cord is literally like a telephone wire. You're sending and receiving information all day long, back and forth energetically, whether we realize it or not. The more wrapped up in our connections and around people are, the more corded we are, and the more energetic, we'll say, exchange is going to be happening. And so for any person on the planet, right? Oh my God, go ahead, do that exercise. See how you feel about them. We need to clear the negative energies and especially the negative cords and things like that. So oftentimes people are corded through all of these experiences they had. You went and learned with 1,500 people and you're still corded with them if you haven't done a lot of spiritual cleansing work, and you're, all corded up a lot of the time when you're waking up, right? And then a lot of times this is why people are feeling tired, drained, right? Low in energy. Like, I don't know why. Suddenly I'm not feeling creative or feeling like doing anything. So also releasing and clearing cords for the masculine. This could be connections from your past, people around you, different situations. I'm getting more picky with it too, because I am realizing that, this will really help us the more that we are clearing up and being mindful of this stuff too. So for the masculine, just being mindful of energy and releasing cords coming up. And this could be, old things from the past or just how people are making you feel around you now. Being mindful of that. And let's do some more cards for the masculine. And for everyone like in a relationship, still in separation, keep listening, come find me, right? Like, I know, book your reading. I do relationship readings, like the easiest one to go find is like twin flame relationship reading. Recommending that you start there though, kind of talking with me. All right, so potential. Fulfillment, risk, achievement, and your potential is limitless. Doing so much now that wasn't possible. Whether you felt limited and small, oh my God, made feel small going through the matrix and things like that, or like you couldn't do things before, removing all of those blocks. The universe is going to take you so high. The masculine right now, this life, the divine masculine, the awakened masculine is going to go so high with the manifesting and everything like that. I feel like you guys should be more organized with your thoughts. You guys should be manifesting good, whether you're more clear with things, because you guys tend to be logic and like think about things. So this is about releasing stuck energies where, it's the universe that was maybe keeping you in these places too. It's like the grand finale, right? And things like that, things happening, clearing past energies. And I have had a lot of challenges come up too, but I'm very grateful for the journey, because if we think about it, we are doing better and we're able to handle things better that are coming up. The more that we're working through our own stuff, right? We're able to handle more and more. It's like, okay, well, show the universe you can do this and you're going to get more, but in a good way, right? So things are building momentum as we are moving forward, whether the masculine is just feeling better energetically and having more energy, or being able to make more happen, clearing a lot of blocks for the masculine too around money, financial, and even energetic blocks. We just talked about clearing cords and other things within the masculine too. All right, we get two cards side by side. Romance, number one, and I love it because it's the pyramids, ultimate goal of life, right? Things like that. So beautiful card. And then just romance. This is so important that we're bringing more of that into our relationships. Are you being guided to buy flowers, to like go on that dinner date? Like a lot of times this is what happens, is that you might be in a twin flame connection, whether you are starting to realize that, you do realize it, or you're just knowing that. So if you are in that connection, you didn't come here, because sometimes it's going to get karmic feeling. Yeah, you're going to be doing laundry. Oh my God. And there's going to be times you don't feel like moving and you're going to watch Netflix, right? But you don't want to get stuck in these 3D energies, making your relationship karmic, because you've only had karmic experiences before. With karmics, a lot of times they're literally dead. Yeah, dead. Like I always want to ask people, like, where are you at in your love life? Well, how's your sex life? Like, that'll tell you, right? Because a lot of times they've reached that space within the third dimensional relationships where you guys stayed with people that, because you felt comfortable, you were in ego, it was out of other things that were nothing to do with love, whether you're just in that set routine with someone and it's comfortable and easy, and it was lacking the passion, the energy, the excitement, I know, right? Like that actual love energy. So we're having to wake up and redefine love. However, due to many lifetimes of having challenging karmic experiences, sometimes we've cleared these things and they're like still in the way. This is about not making your twin flame union karmic and staying in that, because I know when you're feeling good within twin flame union, it feels so good. It's better than any euphoria energy feeling ever, right? Staying on that love cloud. And like whether you're being guided to, buy that piece of jewelry, buy flowers, right? Do something romantic. And it doesn't have to be like at all material, right? Sometimes it is literally just, hanging out a little more, doing something sweet, right? Put roses all over the bed, do something, right? Get some candles going, right? Put on your Flame's favorite music. You know they like something, right? And it's not Netflix. Like I said, turn the TV off. Like, go outside. Go for that hike. Pack a picnic. Make it romantic, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe you were going for a hike anyway. Well, try ditching the kids and bringing a picnic. Like, right? Or whatever it is. Break up your routine. So a lot of times it's like, okay, well, we're romantic every Friday night. We're doing date night. And it's like all routine-y and like it gets monotonous. Do something spontaneous and fun. Call off sick, right? And go, you know, holiday somewhere you've been dying to go, a town over, and go check things out. So getting romantic as well too. When you're vibrating on a higher level, it's going to lift your partner up and lift up your entire connection and your entire relationships, energetic mirrors. This will help you with staying in that higher vibration of love too. And this is literally meant to be like these crazy romance movies, like nothing more beautiful and amazing than past life reincarnated love coming to earth to find each other again in different ways, right? And starting over. It's a chance every life to do a different story. So it's very special when you're coming together, staying in that higher state, but it's also a transformative time for the masculine. You may feel alone if you're alone and not with your flame and haven't met them yet, or you're going through and I call them healing phases, where if we need that time to be working on ourselves, a deep transformation. If you're feeling alone, you're not alone. Doing some healing too, you know, tapping in right now, it's going to help you a lot with moving through these phases. So for the masculine, moving through I call it a space of healing, but a deep space of transformation. You guys are still going through a lot of changes right now, especially the next month ahead within these energies, knowing that too. So lots of DNA activations going on for the masculine. All about that final outcome. You got it in your head, that life you want, right? I hope it's big too, and you can't figure it out, because if you got it in your head from this space, we can do that. But even going a little bit bigger, staying focused on your goals for the masculine, the outcomes you want, that visual, that ending, right? A resolution to things. Is there something that you need or that you've been trying to manifest, or a final outcome? Even if it's twin flame union, more harmony in your relationship, you could manifest anything that you want. And listen to all that energy flying around. We're going to need to figure it out, right? So tapping into all of these energies, using them to manifest whatever it is. So right now, the feminine being guided to focus on the sacral, releasing past, we'll say, karmic experiences, lessons, karmic debt. The masculine in the mind right now, staying really like getting your mind organized, this Mercury retrograde, and figuring out your plan and what you want, and the spirit's going to guide you through that as well too. So lots kind of going on within the spiritual. I'm not going to get too into that right now. We're going to leave that a love reading, but I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more cards just for everyone. We're going to pull a couple angel cards too, dying to connect with the angels more. All right, so the best has not happened yet, and this is like the reassurance I get that your life is going to get so much better and amazing. Yes, if you're doing that work to make these changes, it's just going to get easier as you begin to flow forward with things, especially moving into this new year. Good things have happened, but even better things are in the potential. Spoiler alert, we do all of our bad karma first on Earth. Oh no, right? Spoiler alert, we already did all the worst parts, I hope. As long as you guys can live more in alignment and karma free, then yes, you're not going to experience those same 3D cycles ever again. And this is like a big thing, because like I had a lot of, I say PTSD, which I do a lot of healing for that, right? And I'm like, I'm cracked the code on some of my own childhood stuff and some of the things that I've gone through in being taught how to heal these things as well too. So sometimes we've gone through a lot in the past, and I think we all have PTSD to a level, just turning on the news and living in the collective during this time. Some people more than others, and begin to exhibit symptoms and things like that. And a lot of the reasons why are from experiences that we may have been through or seen or been around that were literally traumatizing to us. We all carry trauma, just on what level, right? And then clearing these things. But a lot of the times, and like I said, we've been through the worst parts, and as long as we are not continuing those cycles, they will clear, and that we're working on healing these things within ourselves right now. Staying positive right now, but also staying confident in your future and the path ahead, that it's going to be so much better as you're doing your healing journey and putting that time and love and energy into yourself. Perfect timing. divine timing, ordained by the angels, never too late or too early. So we talked about different reasons you may have been in separation. If you weren't treating your partner good or it didn't go good, removal, right? We just said that. So some of you guys are in that place right now. Some of you may have met your flame and it hasn't quite come together. Divine timing, a message I was getting, your higher self literally pre-planned out a time that you would meet your twin flame in this life. And I say yes, in this life, right? Like, yes, where are you at with that too? And so everyone's kind of at a different place with it, but you actually planned out in that divine timing where you would meet this partner or this person, and it is in divine timing. So a lot of times that can be frustrating to us as people are needing to do more healing work. If you haven't met your partner, more healing work, it would really benefit you, because a lot of times we have been trying to heal ourselves and we're not able to. That's the sad truth of it. Sometimes you may need to work with a healer and go get some energy work done and get guidance or help through this process as well too. So really working on your energy. Don't stay stuck in it if you have been and things haven't shifted yet. This is the time to like go work with someone and really shift this situation too. So if you are in a separation or single, shifting this situation is coming up for you really big time right now. And then if you're in a union, getting romantic, I'm like, yes. And you know what I mean? And so sometimes it is like that. And it can make things just so much better or more exciting as you're kind of moving through Earth, and realizing that too, that is powerful in this world, especially with things are going to, right? The revolutionary act of stepping into a higher union, stepping into a higher state of love. You know, when we are healed, it's going to reflect in our relationships as too. So knowing that, you know, whatever has gone on in any of the past relationships, that is a reflection of either your masculine or your feminine. Who are you dating? If you are a woman and you're dating masculines, and these were, you know, what has come up in the past, this is literally a reflection of your own inner masculine to be healing, and vice versa. So if you're a guy and you had several karmic feminines and this is what come up, that was your own inner feminine wounding to be healing as well too, and then realizing that. And so, you know, if we're not healed fully, sometimes that can be the biggest block in twin flame union, or we may have been moved into a separation or not quite come there yet. And so different situations for different people. I always say do a one-on-one reading. Check out my twin flame healings that I do that will help with shifting these situations a ton. You guys should be getting twin flame activated anyways. If you know that you're a twin flame, if you've met your twin flame, doing some type of energy work is going to help you a lot with, we'll say, aligning with some of those higher light codes too, and helping you move through your own ascension process. I'm going to go on that note, but I'm sending you a ton of love and good energies. Have a beautiful day. If you do need me, you just go ahead and book on my website.